Yeah, there was a time when I was selling sweets at school, and that was the only time I ever fucking puked from food. When I had probably it was a lot of mini cheddars, Mars bars, Coca-Cola. I must have probably had about 4,000, 5,000 calories that night of my own supply.
You were like one of Coke dealer goes.
Yeah.
They were.
Yeah, literally. I'd only been doing it a couple of days, you know. I was trying to muscle in because other kids were making a lot of money doing it. And my fucking dipshit brother insisted I bought mini cheddars. He was like, yeah, you should. He was trying to be like, he's overthinking it, you know, because at the time he was really trying to be all entrepreneurial. And he was like, you should get something that's like really moreish, something that you eat and you really want more of. And I was like, oh, I think I'm just going to buy the normal stuff, you know, that everyone sells. And he was like, no, think about it, mini cheddars. If you buy those, you really want more. And I was like, I really don't think so. And he kept insisting. So
they're not even that good.
They're fucking horrible. I hate mini cheddars. So I bought a bunch of mini cheddars upon his advice, and fucking mate, I made myself. I remember I was playing Xbox and just eating so many mini cheddars and Mars bars and Coca-Cola. Went to sleep with a full belly of all this stuff. Fruit pastels as well. I ate honestly, I just basically ate as much as, imagine a kid, you just give a kid who doesn't normally have sweets.
You just binge ate.
Fully binge eat. Yeah, I used to binge eat a lot back then. And got into bed with a full belly of all this stuff swirling around. I remember waking up with the worst stomachache. I was having a dream that I had a really bad stomachache. I was at school in my dream and I was like, argh! And I woke up and I was like, fuck! I started walking to go to the toilet. And I remember I got about 2-3 steps out of my bed. I literally like stumbled out of bed, clutching my agonized belly. And then just as I got like, I opened the door and got like, you know, as I was going out into the hallway and collapsed and was just like everywhere. So much puke. I almost made it to the bathroom. The bathroom was right next to my room. I almost made it to the bathroom.
Did you have to clean it up?
And the bathroom had a tiled floor. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I remember my dad was not impressed, obviously. He probably already thought I was fucking pathetic. But then to see that I'd like, you know, insisted on buying all these sweets that they didn't want me to buy and didn't trust me with. And then I'd made myself... And I kept saying... basically, he was like really angry that night because I woke them up. I was like, I've been sick everywhere. And they were like making me clean it. And it was a huge amount of vomit. And he kept saying, he was like, it's because you've eaten all those fucking sweets, isn't it? And I was like, no, I barely had any. I only had 1 packet. And I was like crying and shit.
How old were you?
I'm not that young, I don't know. Like, you know, early teens, I guess. And I was like probably like 13, 14. And I was like, no, I'm really ill. It must have got food poisoning. And then I kept this ill act up until like way into the next day. And I just kept insisting like that I was ill, and I think he felt sorry for me for how pathetic it was that I was lying, and he was like, "Oh, you must have a stomach bug or something." Then eventually he just like for some reason on this occasion relented and decided that I was actually ill. He clearly knew I wasn't ill. It was very obvious what happened.
I used to do
like the time when I one time I wiped my arse on a towel in the bathroom. We had this towel that was folded on top of the toilet. And it was there. I don't know why my mum put a towel on top of the toilet. It was like decorative or something. And I ran out of toilet paper.
How old were you in this happened?
Not that young. Like anywhere between 9 and 12.
So way too old to wipe your ass with a towel.
Yeah. And you always try and like shame me with these stories. Like, I don't fucking care. I don't do it now. Like, anyway, so I wiped my arse on this towel, and I just forgot about it. And there's quite a big amount of shit on there, you know, and I just folded it back up and put it back on top of the toilet.
So weird. What was your thought process?
Just, there was no toilet paper. I needed to wipe my arse, and I was like, fuck it.
Then why wouldn't you put it in the washing machine or something? Or at least try and rinse it or something?
Put it in the washing machine? What do you think I am, a maid? A fucking butler? I don't know like shit like that, but then I was like, the washing machine? That's what my mum does. I just wipe my arse on towels. You think I'm going to wipe my arse on a towel and then be like, oh, better wash this and put it on... Also, my mum would be like, why the fuck is there a towel in the washing machine? What are you doing? So anyway, I've completely forgot about it. And I guess like weeks later, my brother went to pick the towel up and dry his hands on it. And he was like, ah! There was shit all over it. And it became a really big incident in my family. And I was so adamant that it wasn't me. I was like, no, it wasn't me. I was like crying and shit, and everyone was like, right, well, we know it was you. Because clearly, I think they were thinking like, it's even a surprise that you would do this at your age, but it definitely wasn't one of your brothers. It was clear from their responses it wasn't them. And
You had quite a lot of weird poo-poo stuff, didn't you?
Yeah, and I just insisted for ages that it wasn't me. I was so adamant for like days on end. It was a big drama for some reason, you know. And I was so adamant that that eventually I remember them all just kind of being like they just kind of had no choice. They just thought like, well, you know, we know it was him, but he's just not going to admit it. And I was like really kicking up a fuss that it wasn't me, and I felt really hard done by. And eventually they just
Tell them about your other poo-poo stuff.
I used to do a lot of weird stuff with poo. I used to wipe my arse with my hands and then draw on the walls with it.
How old were you?
Little.
Like 19?
No, I was young. I was young when I used to do that.
But like an acceptable age or not really?
No, it was concerning. It was concerning.
Oh really? Were people like worried about you? They worried that you were going to have like a little fucking like child called it or something? Or like, not child called it. What's the other one?
They thought it was really weird.
What's the one where he does the killing? When you talk about Kevin.
Yeah. They thought it was really weird. But they again, there wasn't much they could do about it really, apart from just I don't think they talked to me much about it, to be honest. I think they were just like, did you do this? And I was like, no. And they were like, I think you did. And I was like, no. And I sometimes I did it on the inside of the bath, like I drew shit on the inside of the bath. I just would draw pictures, literally. I was very creative even back then. I would just draw like little people and stuff, and like I don't think I cared. I think basically what would happen was I'd have the poo on my hands, because I would just wipe my ass with my hand, be like, fuck the toilet paper, who cares? Just give me the shit, get it off me, come on, let's get this done. And then I'd be like, oh, the shit on my hands, and then I'd be like, oh, wipe it on the wall, and then I was like, oh, and it was basically like when cave people first discovered like how to draw, you know, and they just made figures and like little people and animals and shapes. That's literally what I did. They were honestly like, probably if you could see them, they would look exactly like early cave art, like just little weird little. Quite a lot of my drawings back then looked like early cave art, to be honest. I was a little prehistoric man, and I just did these little scenes, you know, little happy family scenes and stuff.
It's like that's what you wanted.
Yeah, like if
art therapy.
If I'd done that somewhere else, or I was in care or something, they would have been like, right, he's been molested, you know. And I was not, you know, as far as I'm aware. So I don't know why I was doing it. I didn't have like a fixation with poo. I didn't care about the poo. To me, the poo was secondary to my art, you know. It was really just about expressing myself. I did one on the inside of the bath. I think that was like a smiley face. Imagine seeing a smiley face of shit on the inside of the bath. That's really quite scary.
My parents brought my arse until I was like probably too old.
Really?
Yeah.
How old?
I think like 6 or 7.
That's quite old.
Yeah.
I was worried you were going to say like 11 or something.
Oh, no.
What's the matter with you, Luna? Why are you making weird noises? Yeah, there was also a time, so my brother had a friend round, and I got naked, and I went for a shit, and I used to not know how to fold toilet paper into squares.
Oh, I had that same thing, yeah.
So I used to scrunch up
like
into
a lily
ball.
pad, like kind of like...
No, like a ball. It was like a ball, like a rabbit's tail.
Oh.
And then I used to get a ball of it and wipe my ass with it, and then I guess I was like, I'll just leave the ball in there, and I'll be like a rabbit. And I ran outside naked, and I said like, I ran over to him and his friend, fully naked with this ball of toilet paper in my arse, and was like, I'm a bunny rabbit or something. And his mate was like, oh! And I was just like, yeah. Then I did
that really would be quite a sight.
I did a shit in the garden, and I just flattened it with a brick in front of him and his mate as well.
That's so weird.
I know. I used to do all this weird stuff. I fully just disappeared. I never stopped. I never stopped. I never stopped. I just disappeared off the radar. I do it now. I just clean up after myself. No, but I fully stopped. Yeah, I just like basically for like a year of my life, I was headed to be like Ted Bundy or some shit. And
just like a nasty, like one of the producers, like 2 Guys 1 Cup.
Yeah, literally, yeah. Or like probably like a nullo or something. Really, I was already way ahead of Yeah.
Way ahead of what?
Just like I was already doing pretty grim shit at a very young age. You'd think it would progress from there. Next thing would be like, what if I didn't have a willy?
We might just like freeze turds and fight yourself with them.